Alright, we're going to pre-spray this carpet. We're getting ready to scrub it with the Oreck Orbiter, which is down the hall there. That's not the one we usually use, that's our backup orbiter. Because the one we had, and we're going to do a video, we had to order a part for it. There's a part down in the bottom that you got to take the bottom off. And there's a thing that's called, it looks like a relay, they call it a capacitor, but it's either one. If you find the parts diagram for these things. And it's an easy fix. It's about a probably $25 repair, but we had to order the part because there's no dealers in this area. But we're waiting for that. We're going to get the other one up and running again. And it's actually a rare breakdown, so it's not anything to be concerned about. These things usually don't have any problems with them. And we've got, let's see, this bedroom has some pretty dark stains here. This is probably where they got out of bed. The bed probably sit in this area. And that's where everybody came in and out of the bedroom and everything. And there is some candy and everything that's stuck in the carpet here and there. Hopefully it'll scrub out and we won't have to try to do it some other way. There's a little bit of a red stain, which may or may not come out. It's not something they want to pay to get out. They're not concerned about it. So.
What's up, brother?
Got a maintenance guy. Anyway, that's what we're going to do, so stay tuned. Alright, we got the bonnet wet in the sink, wrung it out, so it's damp. It's not super, I mean, we wrung it out lightly.
It's pretty wet.
Yeah, it's still pretty wet, but it's not sopping wet.
The wetter you get them, the faster they glide across the carpet.
Yeah.
And they pick up dirt while they're gliding, so you want them to glide super fast. Wetter is better.
Keep in mind, we're trying to just scrub this carpet. We're not really trying to pick up all the dirt now because we're going to extract it.
However, whatever we extract out right now, we won't, that'll eliminate the extractor having to take it out. If we do this right, by the time we get to the extractor, it'll just do a rinse, not an extraction.
But you can see the carpets are dirty. They were just freshly pre-vacuumed too, but they're dirty and they're coming really clean already.
Yeah,
a lot of that dirt's being absorbed into the pad.
These probably won't be perfect when they're done, but they might be perfect. They're gonna be close.
It's kind of an older carpet, but it still has some life in it. It's not real super matted down, which is a good thing.
We know that this carpet's at least 8 years old.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's older than that, but I know it's 8 years old.
They've always had quiet people up here that haven't been real wild, so the carpet's lasted longer than most of the carpets do. Yeah, this is always a dirty area from the front door straight to the hallway. This is where a lot of the dirt, this is an upstairs unit, but
that's your traffic lane.
Yeah, that's your traffic lane, your main one. There's still a lot of dirt people have on their shoes when it's been raining or anything. Their shoes get really dirty and it gets wiped off on the carpet and there's nothing you can really do except get a good floor mat would help.
Or grease from the parking lot. When you have grease on your shoe from the parking lot, it don't come off on stairs. It waits till it gets to the carpet and comes off.
Get a better angle where you can see the lighting in here is kind of funny today.
You may not be able to see it, but the carpet's got a lot of good dark areas. It's not nasty dark, but it's got some darkness to it. It's got some gray areas. So like my brother told you, the Oreck Orbiter we normally use, the older one, it had it's either called a capacitor or a relay, depends on who you talk to. But
if you look at a parts breakdown, you can find them online. It's called a relay.
But it's just a little electronic part that went out, and the Oreck dealer said normally it never goes out, but it can go out the day you get it, or it can go out for 15 years. So there's no determining how long.
Generally they last a while, but a lot of people have broken orbiters and they can't figure out what's wrong with them. And they just need to put a little $20 part in them. And it's not that hard to change out. And you can be back up and running again. The symptom that it showed, I don't know if you guys noticed on a video we shot, when you hit the switch to turn the thing on and the pad doesn't turn, it's like the motor can't get any juice, and that's because the capacitor's not firing. So, if you have that happen, it's not necessarily a blown motor or something like that. It may just be a little simple capacitor which you can fix. And when we do the video, we'll show you how to put it back together. It's real easy. If anyone's got an orbiter, and they've ever looked on the bottom and they've got the little white driver pad, you could take those 4 screws off, they're little Phillips head screws, you could take those off and don't worry about it, and that makes it a little easier to clean up underneath. So don't be afraid like a bunch of springs are going to pop out or anything. It's okay to take that white driver pad on the bottom off. Now when you put it back on, you may want to get some toothpicks or something to line the holes up so you can slide it on. The only tough thing is getting the holes lined back up sometimes, but it's not very hard to take apart. Now, and underneath that there's a little plate that you can see from underneath, and you need to take the driver pad off to be able to get to the top. There's a little bolt on there that you take off and 2 Phillips head screws, and the bolt's long and it goes all the way through the motor, but it's easy to take off too. And then you pull that out, you can see the relay, and it's just held on by some little snap-on screws, which are they're not really screws. You just gently pull them out with your fingernails and they'll come apart and you can reuse them, and then you can get to the relay. But when you see the video, it'll make more sense, but it's just pretty simple to do. The only thing you want to do is make sure that you don't just pull the wires off without marking them somehow so you know how they go back on. And they make a bunch.
There's only 3 wires.
Yeah, there's only 3 wires, but there are a few different relays depending on the model, so they're going to need, you want to get the old one off if you need to replace it and get the numbers off of it so that you can go get your part that you need to replace it. But you can take that plate off and you can clean it. If you clean carpets a lot like we do, you may have a lot of gunk that's up underneath that plate. And
I'm going to go ahead and flip the bonnet.
Okay, and you can take that off and just take your time. It's not that hard, and you can clean the underneath of the machine real well. See, that one's, the machine's dripping water when he lifted it up, so that bonnet was a little damper than I thought it was.
I usually like to put them down pretty damp. The damper they are, the faster they glide, it helps.
But this is our backup orbiter, and we only use it around the house on our own floors and stuff for the most part, but we have it for just such occasions when maybe we have a breakdown or something. That's why we have more than one rub doctor, because if we ever have a breakdown or something like that, we want to be able to finish the job we're on while we're waiting to get something repaired. So far the rub doctor has not needed any repairs, so we've been real lucky on that one.
Yeah, it's never had an issue.
And we've been using this since it was March of 2011 when we started using that. So
they're very well made. These are nice too. The thing that broke on this, the work there, they said he's never really had one go out before. Ours is like the first time. So, and nothing else is acted up on our Oreck Orbiter at all. I mean, it's a perfect machine. It's very well made. So we highly recommend them.
Yeah. So when things break, we try to tell people about it, because a lot of people are looking at these videos trying to decide if they ever want to buy any of these machines that we use or any of the equipment we use. And so we try to use them pretty hard and show you what they can do and what they can't do. And if something breaks, we want to tell you guys about it, because that way you'll know. And on the Orbiter, it turned out it's not going to be a big deal to fix it. So now rub doctors they're a little more difficult to take apart if you need to get into those. And it's not impossible to do, but you can do it. And you can order all the parts you need, so you can fix those if they ever break down on you. We just haven't had to do any repairs on it yet.
With all that vacuuming we did, there's a staple.
Yeah, this thing vibrates stuff up that gets stuck down deep in the carpets.
Yeah, it finds stuff all the way down. Some people have they've asked us which brush to use if you're going to use the brush. People are talking about the green brush and the blue brush. The thing is the black brush is technically made for dry carpet cleaning, but it's the best brush. If you put the heavier brushes on there, when you pull the machine back, it'll try to tip over.
Yeah, you'd have to break them in really good before you could use them without struggling with them.
The black brush does everything, and you just slow down a little bit, and the black brush will completely pre-scrub a carpet.
You know, this spot right here was where the little red stain was at, and it's mostly out. So we got a freebie on that one because it's going to disappear, which is a good thing. He's only got another pass to make there. We still have to, excuse me, we still have to do this hallway, and we have to do this bedroom, and this bedroom has a pretty dark, see if I can get the light on it. Yeah, you can kind of see right there, that's like an outline where their furniture was sitting. I'm standing where the bed was, but this whole area in here is kind of dark. And then we have this bluish stain right here. That's candy or something that's in there. It'll probably come out. But anyway, he's about done in there, and we have to pre-spray this carpet and everything, but we'll get that done and we'll start the video back up and show you some more of scrubbing with the Oreck Orbiter.
Alright, we're going to clean the pad just to see how much dirt came out. We don't have much water pressure here, so it's kind of a bad time to try to do this. This place is... You can, but what I do is I just clean the pad, I flip it over on each side over and over again until I don't see water running out of it that's dirty. And then I start squeezing it. I don't squeeze it at first.
The pad was white when we brought it up here.
This is a new pad. It's only cleaned about 5 or 6 apartments.
Yeah.
It's pretty new.
It's kind of hard, the color of the sink and the lighting we have in here, it's kind of hard to see.
See the dirt? There's dirt. There's a lot of it too. That living room, it picked up a lot of dirt. A lot of people ask, are you just spreading the dirt or are you getting dirt into the pad? Well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, it's going to be debated, you know, forever.
Yeah.
But it works. And we do extract afterwards. And a lot of the reason we extract is because it saves us a lot of time from having to scrub the carpet over and over again, absorbing more and more stuff. And also because it makes people feel better generally if they see you extract it. And then that way you don't have to explain to people where the dirt goes. But these bonnets do absorb a lot of dirt, and if you keep cleaning them and putting them down, they'll get all the dirt out of your carpet, but it does take a few passes to
Well,
do.
we fully believe in just bonnet cleaning, but it's too hard to sell on the customers. We don't want to argue with them. We just, if it makes them feel better to see an extractor, you know, the customer's basically always right.
Yeah.
So you just do what they ask. And
He's about done with that. Yeah, the thing that we figured out on doing a lot of this stuff, we just extract because the customer may sit there and agree with you that you're getting it all out with a bonnet. And they'll shake their head, yes, I understand, he's cleaning it. But what'll happen after you leave is they'll sit there and think about it a little bit and they'll decide, you know, I don't know if they really got everything out of my carpet they could have. And so what'll happen is you got away with it and you got paid and you didn't really pull anything on anybody because you did a good cleaning job. But if they don't believe you did that good a job, you're not going to get called back again. And you'll never even know. You just never will go back. So what you have to do is do sometimes what the customer is going to be happy with, and if they feel more comfortable watching you extract when you have done the bonnet part, maybe you should do that if it's not too much work for you.
and the truth is, when you bonnet clean, what you do is you go over the room like we already did, and then you want to get a clean bonnet. You want to go over it like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 times even until you quit pulling dirt up. And so you may have to bonnet clean this room 5 times, and the way we do it, you can bonnet clean it once real good, and then extract once real good, and you're out of there. And that's actually faster.
Yeah. So anyway, he's got that bonnet cleaned out. He's going to pre-spray now, and then we'll start the video back up. Actually, we'll probably make 2 videos because it's going to be too lengthy. We may put it together. We may split it up and make 2 videos. You won't know until you see how we finally end up doing it. But anyway, stay tuned. All right. We'll get bonnet clean this bedroom real quick and just try to scrub all these stains out. We've got some candy stuck in the carpet, and hopefully we're hoping it'll come right out.
Most of it. All of it.
Okay. And here in a second he's getting up to this blue stain, which hopefully is going to come right out. You'd be amazed what it does.
A lot of stuff comes out.
And if it doesn't, they're not concerned with it because
It's so little and not
yeah. See if we get lucky on that one. And it's faded a little bit. Just a little bit more.
Most of it. If we spray some ammonia on it, it'd probably come out.
If there's an abrupt stop, it's my battery suddenly is getting low and I may have to stop and switch batteries. But otherwise I'm going to try to leave this on for the duration. Now the worst stain is this area right here. And that stuff, most of the other stuff just came right out. It's just dirt.
Since I know I'm coming into that big old nasty stain, I'm gonna clean the rest of the room since my bonnet's clean. I'm gonna clean it with this side of the bonnet. When I get to that heavy stain, I'll switch the bonnet over and go for broke with a clean bonnet.
Well, it's easy, but it's boring sometimes. What time did we start this today? About 11?
I don't know.
For everything?
Maybe.
Yeah, we've been on this job. We went back to switch equipment, but we probably got in with all the vacuuming and everything. We're probably approaching our first hour.
They go pretty quick.
Yeah, and that's because we took about a half hour almost to go home and switch equipment. We took all the vacuums and everything back home.
If we weren't shooting videos, we could be done now with all
Yeah.
of it. We'd been done a long
When we
time.
shoot videos, a lot slower because
Well,
I'd be getting the living room finished while he's in here doing this. And I'm gonna stand over here because it's
but we
better
do this
lighting.
for the entertainment of the people who like it.
Yeah, because if you can't be entertained, what's the point of it all?
That's right.
You know? No, the nice thing about these things is when we do a job, if we just did the job and got our money, and that was the end of it, then, you know, it's forgotten. But when we make a video, it's gonna last forever. Well, not forever, but it's gonna last long enough that other people can see it and enjoy it.
It's gonna last long enough to get some comments of various sorts.
Yeah, we always
different
get
types
we
of
always
people.
get lots of nice comments and lots of not so nice comments on every video.
Yeah, there's trolls out there.
Yeah.
They wanna tell you something that you don't, that's not true. But we laugh at them.
Yeah, and if you know, just in case you're wondering if you've ever left a negative comment with us, you probably got banned because we just don't put up with anything.
Nope.
If you have a,
Here's this dirty stuff.
if you word things, you know, nicely, you know, then it's fine to disagree or have another opinion to a point. But, you know, my thing
as long as you're cool.
yeah, my thing is if someone goes to the effort to put a video up on YouTube and they put some work and time into it, it's not right for someone to come along and just sit there and downgrade it and everything and get away with that. So I encourage everybody who has a channel, don't let people put negative stuff on your channel. Don't let them insult you and question you and do too much because they're not putting any effort into that except maybe typing a couple paragraphs.
Yeah, why put the work into making what you consider a nice video and then someone come along and slam it?
Yeah, just remember it's your channel and it's your identity is associated with it. Yeah. And so be careful about letting people come on there and try to insult you and everything because they don't have a right to do that. If you, unless you can go to their house and you can insult them in their own living room, which you aren't able to do, so. Anyway.
Most of these people that insult us, if they can meet us in real life, they keep their mouths shut.
Yeah, that's the thing about trolls and things like that. And the best thing to do is ignore them. You ban them from your channel. And then, you know, I wish there was a way you could just make them not be able to see your videos anymore, but you can't do that. But you can sure make it where they can't say anything to you anymore.
Yeah, you people that want to talk smart, I wish you could see me in real life. I'd talk to you then.
Yeah.
Face to face, it'd be fun.
Well, and you don't want to get in, we don't get in confrontations with people on comments and things like that because, I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but we don't have to put it up on our channel. We got the right to choose, and we do. So, you may notice we don't get a lot of bad comments up on our videos, but it's because we
don't allow them.
We don't allow that stuff.
We're not going to let somebody wreck our channel. We put a lot of work into this and a lot of years, and someone's not going to come along and make some stupid comment and then get to be posted. If they want to talk against us, they can start a I Hate Joe Wheeler channel, if that's what they want to do, but they're not going to get it on our stuff, on our channel.
And you remember too, you're trying to, if you put very many videos up and you decide to monetize them, you're trying to get some of your time and effort back in making a little money off your videos.
Yeah.
And most of your videos may not do all that well, but you may have some to do. But it's nice when you get paid on a job if you can keep getting paid because you monetize your videos. And our video's a little different because instead of putting up videos about carpet cleaning per se, we're putting up videos and people are watching because of the equipment we use, because it's something they would consider buying. Because we've had like people with truck mounts and things like that ask us, you know, how come they don't get the views and they don't get the attention that we get. And it's because the average person doesn't really care about seeing a truck mount clean a carpet. I mean, it's not that it's not interesting and everything, but they're not thinking about buying one, so they don't really care about seeing how good of a job they do. And so it's a different niche. And I know a lot of we've had a lot of carpet cleaners who've been pretty hostile with us in the past, and it's because they don't think it's right. We get a lot of views. But what they don't understand is because we're showing people equipment that they're thinking about buying, so they can see how it works, and that's a different category.
Yeah, we more or less clean carpets, but we demo equipment at the same time.
And it's a long-term demo.
And there's nothing wrong with a truck mount, but we're not going to demo a truck mount and get people to purchase, you know, 30 or 40 of them this year like we do orbiters or vacuums or rug doctors. How are we going to sell them on Amazon?
Yeah, and we sell Oreck Orbiters on Amazon, and we've sold a bunch of them. And it's not a lot of money, but I mean, that's one of the reasons you make videos, if you want to be able to show people the equipment.
It's money for nothing that we'll take.
Yeah, and that's the thing, if we demonstrate a piece of equipment over several months or years, and people can see how it works and what it's capable of doing, and they decide to buy one, and they use our link, that's great. And if they decide to just buy one and some other source, that's fine too.
And we're not trying to talk people out of truck mounts and stuff. I mean,
No.
they're good machines.
This kind of work that we do, if you feel competent to try it, and you're that kind of a person that likes to do their own work as much as possible, that's what we're showing you. You can do this on your own, but if you're more comfortable with a professional, you know, that's a good way to go. We don't think there's anything wrong with professional cleaners at all.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's coming up
Gray
pretty
stain
good.
removed.
Just needs to be extracted.
I don't mean it rude, but when you can do this kind of stuff, you don't need a professional at your house. You don't need to pay them $300-400 to clean your carpet when you can just do this.
Well, we've been doing this off and on since the late 70s. It was one of our first jobs was cleaning offices after school, and we had to clean the carpets a little bit here and there, and the equipment that was available back in the late 70s was not very good equipment. So, and most of the people back then were still using buffers and using bonnets to clean, and that's just it's one of the oldest methods, and it still works real well.
We like it.
If we could have had the equipment we have now back in the late 70s, then it would have been incredible to be able the kind of work you could have done back then.
So look at that.
Yeah, it's looking good.
When you push the nap towards the wall, you can see the stains out at the carpet's blonde. And this carpet won't be perfect, but it will improve a whole lot.
Now these bonnets will stay stay damp a long time, but you don't want to use a dry bonnet.
Well, I put a ton of pre-spray on the carpet. I get the carpets wet. I don't try to keep them dry. I get them wet because it works better. And some people want to barely put water in the carpet, but the more water you put, the easier your results.
All right, he's about done.
I am done. I'm just.
All right, and we've got the Rug Doctor filled up with hot tap water, and of course we're going to basically be picking up the rest of the pre-spray we put down. So there's no soap in the Rug Doctor. I notice it's getting a little cloudy in there. You want to make sure you clean these filter screens once in a while, because that helps keep the airflow going. If you don't clean that screen, it gets clogged up at all, you're going to lose your airflow in your vacuum. I think I will give that a good washing before we start the machine up. Anyway, let's see. This is, in here is basically finished with the scrubbing.
So a lot of the gray's out. It might look grayer. I put a lot of pre-spray in it, so it's lighter than the other areas of the carpet, but
yeah.
And it's got a gray area that won't come out a little bit, but we got like 95% of the gray out. And so
Well, when there's been a bed in here for a long period of time, and this is the carpet that gets walked on, it's going to wear differently, so it's going to look a little bit different when it's clean because the texture's changed.
yeah, it's carpet wear.
Yeah, but it's no big deal.
It looks good.
And we're probably not going to rake this one right now because the maintenance guy is going to be up here as soon as we get done, and he's going to be working, so we'll probably come back and check it tomorrow and see if we may even have to post-vac it if he tramps the carpet down too much. But anyway, stay tuned. We're getting ready to start extraction. It'll be a separate video, but we're done with the bonnet cleaning, so thanks for watching. carpet that we basically have finished yesterday, and we're up here with the Oreck and its brush. And instead of raking this carpet, we're gonna just go ahead and just brush it out with this, and it's gonna be fluffier that way, because we want to get all the machine tracks and everything out from the cleaning process. So this is a clean carpet and it's dry, and we're just going to go over it with the brush. Kind of break down the machine prints and stuff.
We're just making random patterns. We're not trying to be fancy on it in here.
Yeah, so you could do this, and then if you don't like the way it looks, just redo it real quick.
Do it till it's right for you.
Yeah, this brush attachment on the Oreck, you can use it on dry carpet. In fact, if you want to, you can do it before you vacuum your house. If you have one of these, you can go over it with this and loosen everything up and get it all ready so it's all broken loose for the vacuum cleaner. But it will put dust in the air, so you got to keep that in mind. If you have allergies or asthma or something like that, this is probably not something you want to do. And if your carpets are really, really filthy, you might vacuum them really good first, and then use this to fluff it up. That way you kind of pick up some of the loose dust a little bit first. But there's not really any dust in the air today because this carpet was just cleaned yesterday. Okay, I'll back it up here.
Now you can show it. Look, it's a random pattern. It's fluffy.
Yeah. And we can always, you know, we're doing this instead of raking, because when you've got machine prints in the carpet and everything, and the carpet's dried overnight, a lot of times you're not going to be able to get those out real easy with a rake. And this will break up those patterns and everything. And now, if you want to be artistic, you can do almost anything with this. We're just kind of just generally going over everything to refluff the carpets. It's not going to necessarily be any certain pattern or anything, more of a random thing. But if you wanted to, you could do like concentric circles and everything and make it completely...
Crop circles.
Yeah, you could put crop circles in the living room. But if someone wanted to spend the time and be a little bit artistic, you could put the Mona Lisa in the living room if you wanted to, and you can learn how to write your name. And if you can spell your name, you could probably do it with this.
Okay, cord. Let's see.
The whole art of the thing is to try to not have to step back on any part you've already finished, but you can actually just erase your footprints and stuff if you need to. When we get done, we're probably going to leave a footprint or two on the way out the door, but that's not any big deal because the maintenance guy's coming back up here to grab an old TV, and you know, so there's going to be people walking around in here anyway. We're just doing this so when we finish our part, it looks as nice as possible.
Alright. I'm going to make this probably a straight pattern. If it don't look right, I'll fix it, but pretty much a straight back and forth.
Well, if there's a giant cobweb hanging down and almost hitting your head.
I've seen it.
So these are good little tools if you have carpet, you want to keep it fluffed up. You can hit your traffic areas anytime you want. And it does raise the carpet fiber up really aggressively. So if you've got worn out carpets that you're dealing with, this will actually help you keep them looking like they have life in them.
Messed up a bit, so I'll fix it.
Yeah, he stepped on it. Did it again.
I sure did, hang on. Put a step to the side. If it don't look right, just do another.
Somebody needs to make a cordless orbiter.
Yeah, some of those.
Put like a 36-volt battery pack on top, and if it'll run for about 40 minutes or so, it would actually be a pretty cool little device, especially if you had more than one battery. Because some of the worst things you deal with in carpet cleaning equipment is having to fight hoses and cords.
But there's a little random pattern, and
You want to do this part? I'll stay off the.
I'll work my way out the door. And if you don't like it, change it.
Yeah.
That looks good to me.
Yeah, it'll look good. The bedroom's kind of swirly. Here comes the maintenance guy running at top speed, so he's coming in. But we're gonna finish our part, and he can walk all over it if he wants to. He can lay down and do a snow angel right in the middle of the living room.
You coming to get the TV?
Don't think it works now.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
it's all right.
But you get the general idea here, and that's what we're doing.
Our video's once again been ruined by somebody.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
joking.
Unfortunately,
we're not even on right
we'll
now.
have to start from this. We'll have to start from
No,
scratch.
I'm just joking. We're not saying nothing on camera.
But anyway, that's it for this time.
We'll just finish it here in a second.